Hi, I'm Amy Mangum. I am sixth grade ELA of your teacher of your student. I'm going to share my screen so that I can share my syllabus with you. All right, again, I teach your student sixth grade ELA, and my contact information is as follows. My email is asryan@caddoschools.org. You can reach me and leave a message at 925-1005. That is the school office, and they'll get me the message. I will get back to you as soon as I can. The first thing I wanted to discuss is across the grade levels, 6th, 7th, and 8th, all students have a cell phone policy this year. Cell phones will be kept in backpacks at all times. They must be turned off while at school. This is Caddo Parish policy. If a student's phone is out, it will be taken up and turned into the discipline office. There is no warning. The first time it's taken out, there is no put it back in your backpack. There's no room for having it out and not having it in the backpack. The same rule applies to earbuds, AirPods, and headphones. Smartwatches are only to be used for looking at the time. If a student is caught playing on the watch, the same rule applies to the watch as does the cell phone. Hoodies and jackets. That's another policy that we're enforcing across the grade levels, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Students will only be allowed to wear a Kemp's hoodie. The hood will not be allowed to be worn in the building or classroom. First time a student is told to take off their hood. Second time, the student will have to take the hoodie off and give it to the teacher and will not be allowed to give it back until the end of class. Only jackets that zip down the front are allowed. Uniform shirts must be worn under hoodies and jackets. If we check for uniforms and a student does not have the proper uniform top on underneath that hoodie or jacket, then they will be sent to the office and they will be required to get someone to bring them the appropriate clothing. And the same goes for the hoods on the jackets. Just because it's not a hoodie, if there's a hood on the jacket, the hood is not to be worn in the building. Consequences. The first time that your child or student breaks one of the rules for the classroom or school rules, there's a verbal warning given. These rules and consequences are across the grade levels as well. The second time they get a parent guardian contact. The third time they have after school or lunch detention, or could possibly be a minor referral depending on the situation. And the fourth time is a major referral with parent contact. Also, you get parent contact with the third as well. So verbal warning is the first consequence. The second consequence, parent guardian contact, which is a phone call or email, however we can contact you. The third is after school or lunch detention or minor referral and parent contact. And the fourth one is major referral, and you'll receive parent contact as well. Consequences for rules broken will be strictly enforced and teachers will be consistent. Novels for our units for this school year. In sixth grade, we just started reading Out of the Dust at the beginning of the year. So we're probably a quarter of the way through it. We'll read 3 novels this year and a speech. The first unit is Out of the Dust, which we're in, by Karen Hess. The second unit is The Witch of Blackbird Pond. And the third unit is Hatchet. The fourth unit is Steve Jobs' commencement speech. So we will have that on hand for your student. If you can purchase these novels for your student, that is ideal, because then they can copy notes into the margins, they can highlight, they can underline, they can make it theirs to go back to when they're doing the culminating writing tasks at the end of the units, which are very important. They're part of the three assessments that we do at the end of a unit. We do the culminating writing task, cold read task, and a research extension task, and they will be able to go back into the novel to look for text evidence to help them to complete that task. Grading. Grades will be entered into J Campus Weekly. There are 2 classes in J Campus. There's an ELA and a reading grade. The grade will be the same for both classes because ELA and reading are combined. However, J Campus reflects the 2 as separate grades. We will be entering grades, individual assignments in the ELA class, and for the 9 weeks progress report, or for the progress reports for that 9 weeks, we will update the grade in reading to reflect what it is in ELA. And then again, at the end of the 9 weeks, when report cards come out, before they come out, the grade that is in ELA will be put into reading as well, so that they will both reflect the same grade. Students will be graded heavily on classwork. There will be homework only if students do not finish the lesson for the day. Please make sure you check your student grades regularly so that if you have any concerns or questions, they can be addressed in time to help your student to be successful. I cannot stress enough how important it is that your student come to a school prepared with their Chromebook fully charged. We're very short on places to charge. There's not very many outlets in our rooms, so that's part of their homework. Their homework will be to that's one of the things that I've encouraged them to do and told them that that's part of their homework, is to make sure that it's charged and they bring it every day. They can only check one out from the office for so many times, and then they tell them no, and we don't have extras in our room, so they'll need to make sure that they have them, or they'll have to do it on paper. And sometimes that means they may have to draw charts and copy off the board, which is time consuming, which can affect their grade because they may not finish it and have to go home and finish it, and they don't have any instruction there from the teacher to help them to finish it. And that's it for that. Accelerated reading. This is the other homework grade that I have been pushing and telling them that they're responsible for doing. So if your student comes home and says they have no homework, that's not true. They are supposed to be reading an AR book every single night. No exceptions. We're taking grades this year. They're going in the grade book. And so they really need to stay on top of that. I would say spend 20 to 30 minutes a day reading. 15 start out, 20 and keep on moving up. They can test on their Chromebook through ClassLink. We just got that fixed today, so that shouldn't be a problem, where they can read a book and AR test from wherever they're at on their Chromebook. AR will be one of your students' grades. Students are required to read and test regularly and earn a determined number of points each 9 weeks. Please make sure that your student is reading regularly at home. It will go in the grade book, and we will not finish out of the dust by the end of the 9 weeks. So they will be responsible for getting these AR points from the beginning of this school year until the beginning of this 9 weeks to the end of this 9 weeks. And that's at least, it's 8 points they need to have. So make sure that they're reading. And if you have any questions, you can email me, or you can also message me through Canvas. Canvas is a good resource for you to reach out to me. Your students' work will be in there every day. If you go in and you check to see what you want to see what we're doing, what's in Canvas is what we're working on. And it's organized by days and the lessons. If your student is out for whatever reason and they're able to do work, they need to be logging in and getting on and trying to complete as much of that as they can while they're out. Going back to how you can contact me, that is a good way to contact me, because I'm always on Canvas. I've always got it open. Emails, I check a few times a day, and I usually get my phone messages after my planning period. So it'll be the next day during my planning period before I reach back out to you. Otherwise, I would try to utilize Canvas as much as I could to message me and get, if you're not an observer in your child's, in your student's class, please let me know and send me your email address through email, and I will get you set up or send it with your child, your student, to bring to me so that I can set you up on Canvas to be an observer. And this year it started out really well. I'm enjoying everybody. I have some of the best students, and I'm excited to continue this year and see how they grow. If you have any questions, again, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I will get back with you as soon as I can, and have a great evening. And I do look forward, and I sent home the syllabus to each of your, with each of your students, and it had a place for you to put your contact information. I like to contact parents, guardians when there's something good, not just something needs to be addressed, not an issue needs to be addressed, no negative contact. I like to contact for positive remarks also. So please, if you have not gotten one of those, if you've not seen this, maybe your student didn't bring it to you, have them ask me for another one, I'll be glad to send it home with them. It was also for bonus points. So that helped out a whole bunch of students so far this 9 weeks before the progress reports went out. Enjoy your evening, and I'm looking forward to this to be a great year.